Hello there and welcome back to the Waiting Native Chronicles. We're at the trapping cabin right now, my wife and myself, Nikeeya, and this is our second day out here. Done a few things already which we're going to share with you, and what we're going to do now is we're going to just take a little walk to the lake that's within our trap line. It's a very nice lake. You might have seen it before in some of the other videos, but we're going to just take a little trek up there and maybe send the drone up to take a little closer look at that area as well. But in the meantime, just do a little bit of chit chat with you, bring you up to date with what's going on with the channel and stuff like that. So where we're heading is up this cut line here, and it's about a little over half a kilometer, so we'll head off. So one thing you might have noticed with the channel lately is there hasn't been a whole lot of hunting content, has there? And I've got some comments from some of you guys about that. Where's the hunting? Where's that big 45 120 cartridge rifle of yours? People like to see stuff like that, and I realize that's all. It's all part and parcel, but in reality we lead a pretty varied life, and it's now that hunting season comes along, that's when we can really get back into that stuff. So it's you can walk beside me, and so we like to welcome you back to the hunting content for this channel. It's something that we've been doing without, for the most part, for quite a while here. But we got up really early this morning, and Gladys started with the moose call. We had a tin can with a shoestring tied into the bottom of it. You wet that shoestring and you give her a yank, and it makes quite a loud call. So we she stood out there for quite a while waiting to see if something would show up, but in the end it didn't seem like anything was coming. So we went back into the house and we had breakfast, right? And when we got back out, we noticed there was some moose tracks right in front of our cabin. So I think we missed them. They came like within a couple of car lengths away of the cabin, so they weren't too scared. They wanted to check it out. So, well, can't win them all, but we know there's moose here, so we might get one yet on this trip. We're not staying out here for too long, but it's beautiful country here. See, this is the line we cleared to get to the lake. There was quite a bit of it here already, but you get logs and stuff like that falling down, and you have to go through with a chainsaw and get that stuff out of there, right? So makes for a nice easy trip with the quad, especially if you're hauling stuff like water back from the lake, because the lake is it's clear water. It's drinkable water, which is quite unusual actually. It's been actually tested once in the past and rated as being safer than the city water you drink. So very clean. And we already got a couple of grouse, rough grouse and new grouse, so that's nice. We got some meat for the pot. We do have that Ruger number 1 in 45 120 with us. It's a good gun for bringing down moose. And we also have a 243. That's Winchester. So well equipped. You can see now we're not walking in with any firearms. That's normally my wife doesn't want to go in the bush without guns. But since we have a trapping license, I don't know if you can see that. So, you know, we have a handgun with us. Got to go through a lot of hoops here in Canada to get an authorization to carry a handgun. But we've done it, and I'm glad we have it. It's a handy thing to have with you all the time. You don't have to, just like on a trip like this, we don't necessarily want to be carrying a rifle. Gladys has just hurt her knee this morning, so she's kind of stumbling around to begin with. But as I'm going down this path, we're looking for moose sign. If we see a grouse, we'll have to pass because we don't have a shotgun. And handguns in Canada, you can't use them for anything but self-defense. So we're getting there on this area here. I'll give you a little look ahead where we're heading. Beautiful country here. Really nice. So we've been up to a lot of stuff here, and this video is a bit to bring you back up to speed with where we're at and where we're going with the channel. And so I'll just mention a few things to you, okay? Number one, we've invested quite a bit of money into camera gear. And by camera gear, I mean it's a DJI Pocket 2 camera. Very small thing, that's what I'm using right now. It gives an excellent picture. You can put it on a selfie stick like I'm doing right now. The other major item is being a DJI Mini 3 Pro drone. And both of these things, that drone especially, that requires a big investment of time. Well, I see some moose tracks here. Big investment of time learning how to use it properly and what all the proper parameters are for it. Yeah, that's a nice area there. Look at all that moss, eh? So anyways, I've been slowly progressing with that drone, and I haven't lost it or crashed it yet, which is a good thing. Flew it off this morning, and flew it out of range about 3 times. That's how far I flew it away. But it's these new drones nowadays, they are so smart. Loses connection, it just comes right back home and lands right back in front of the cabin again. So it's a good way to have a quick look at the trapline's layout and where cut lines and stuff are going, things like that. But what we're going to do today is we're going to take a close-up look at the lake, and to continue on from what I was about to tell you in terms of where the channel is headed. We have a lot on our plate, actually. We're going to be doing hunting and stuff like that, but we also got we put in a proposal to make a video, and we won that proposal. So we got about $10,000 coming our way to make a 6-part series. So you'll probably be able to see that on our channel too. I think we'll be able to show it there as well. But so that's going to pay for our camera equipment. And the rest is all gravy, right? So but it might cut into the time I have available for editing videos for the channel. I don't think so though. I'm getting pretty fast at that stuff now. But you know, you have to get content, and this channel has been going for for I think since 2019. No, 2009 I think I started it. So I don't want to repeat and go over the same thing over again, but there are some subjects that are worth a revisit. You know, some of the most popular videos that made are on guns themselves, like how to sight in a rifle, figure out the ballistics, things like that. And I might do additional videos on that. Another set of videos that has been very popular is discussing the political situation when it comes to firearms ownership rights. Those were actually the most popular videos we put on this channel. I think I'm going to do some more of those, but I really do like to just share more appreciation for the outdoors, native culture, hunting, things like that. It's a little harder to make such videos because you've got to get out there for it, but at the same time it's also an incentive to go out. Which is, if you want to know a secret, that's one of the best things about having a YouTube channel is, you know, we're getting a little older now, and maybe sometimes it feels easier to just sit on the couch and turn on the TV and do nothing with your life. But reality, you know, that's a waste of your life. And when you have a little bit extra motivation for getting out like we are today, that's a really good thing. It gets us out on the trap line, and let's see here. Yeah, there's the where we were clearing the trees falling down from about a month ago. Should we take a little rest?
Yeah.
You're good, eh?
Yeah,
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so where was I? Oh yeah, we're just about getting out, and how much we appreciate actually having this channel and appreciate having you view our content, because if you post videos and there's only like 5 likes or 5 views, it makes you feel like, well, what's the use? Well, here we have some timbers we put down because we were going to build a cabin here, but we've downgraded our plans a little bit so that we got that metal trapping cabin. We got that off another trapper for free. So I said, okay, let's just go that route. But these beams, treated beams here, 6x6s, they can be used. So I got to drag these guys back to the cabin here instead of leaving them here. But all in time, so I'm not sure if we'll have time to do that on this trip. Gotta bring the quad, get some ropes, and tie them up, tie the ends up off the ground, and then just start dragging them. So anyways, we're just walking real slow here. Hope you don't mind this. It's a nice day out. Nothing wrong with that, eh? And as I'm recording this, I'm already thinking that when I edit it, I'll be putting in some shots from the drone flying over the same area here. So it's kind of nice to have a drone because it gives context to where you are and what you're doing. That's one of the main things about it. You might even see a moose or wildlife when you're flying that drone too, which is also kind of interesting. Oops, I just about dropped my camera. So, here's where we're heading. See, give my wife with her bum knee a chance to catch up. You doing okay, dear? Okay. Now we're starting to go uphill a little bit. Seeing moose tracks here. Well, maybe I should. Here's kind of. I like these mossy scenes in the bush. Like this is very old growth bush, So it has its own character. And the trees here, I don't see any. I'll show you some of them as we come up on them. Really good trees for building a log cabin, which is something we may still do. I mean, we're quite happy for now with the metal building we have, but the log cabin is definitely nice. We could build it further in up this cut line as well. Yeah. So this is where we start to get into some of those big trees. You can see that very well. Like they just go straight up. Oh, that's a poplar. But, got like these trees here. That's real good stuff for building the cabin out of. Yeah. Bring these down.
I think they're a large pole.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a 90 cubic inch steel chainsaw with a mill, one of those portable mills you can attach to it, so we could cut planks. Oh, here's another place where we cut through some trees that fell down, which we can also bring back for firewood later on. But anyways, so we can use these trees, drag them back. We even have a gas-powered winch, so we can pull stuff from that together with an ATV with a winch. We can get the job done. There's no problem there. Now this tree, I think, fell down since the last time we were here, eh?
It wasn't there.
No.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, it's a rotten dead tree.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, that wasn't there.
Doggone it, eh?
We cleared all
Yeah,
of it.
it's a continual process of keeping these trails cleared. But with the quad, we actually always have the chainsaw on the quad. We built a box on the front of it for that. Because wherever you're traveling, you don't want to be held up by a big tree that's suddenly fallen over that you didn't plan for. I think we're getting close to the lake here, right there. I think we're getting close there now. Oh, there's a lot of moose sign on the ground here. See, I should show you what I'm talking about. If you can see that. But yeah, good area for moose, and nobody goes here. Pretty well nobody. We're so far away from everything. It took us 2 hours drive from the nearest little town on a very rough road to get here. So this trapline is remote, which is good and bad. It takes a little while to get here, and it can be tricky when the weather is a bit iffy too. So, but aside from that, being remote, you don't have people mucking around with your stuff, and the game is less disturbed. That's a very good cut line, actually. And this lake we're going to see on it is one of the gems. It's really the gem for this line because of its unusual nature. Now the guy, the trapper who had this line before us, old fella, he's in his 80s now, real nice guy. He told me, he says, there's something about this lake. He's a native. So From Cree, they've big stone. They've been living in this area forever, and says he never goes out to the middle of this lake in the winter because he doesn't trust it. It's an unusual lake and being so clear. It's almost like maybe it's a volcanic vent or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, it's all protected off from logging. Big Stone Cree are very good about that, keeping tabs on what's going on with their land and what people are doing on it. Because there are competing interests for the use of land, right? Did I pass the turnoff? No, eh? I didn't pass the turnoff, did I? Oh. Okay, so sitting here yapping away, and I passed the turnoff. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, you lead the way. How's your knee doing? Here we have to go down steep to the lake. Not too far, but it's a little ways. Yeah, I bet the moose take this path fairly frequently too to get down for water.
Looks like somebody's been down here with a claw.
Yeah, something's a bit torn up here. I don't know why they would go down there though.
I think he was trying to turn around. Looks like somebody.
Unless it's an animal. Unless it's a moose. In that, but yeah. So down and down we go. Let's as we get down to the lake, take the drone out and I'll fly that out over the lake. It's had kind of an interesting time the last time I tried that because I just bought the drone, as I was mentioning before. You actually got to invest a lot of time in figuring out how to use these things. So I flew it out over the lake and I couldn't get it to come back. I got a video on that. But I eventually had to wade out into the lake and had it land on my hand. That's not going to happen today, I'll tell you. I think I know a little bit what I'm doing now, I think. Famous last words. I'm starting to get close to the lake there.
Hey, that tree fell down. It wasn't there before.
Oh, yeah.
This one here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big old birch.
Yeah.
She just busted right off there.
Yeah, right through the path.
Must have been a Sasquatch that did that.
Yeah.
You hear stories, eh? We just had Gladys's sister and brother-in-law over. Even Dene people have stories of Sasquatch. what do they call them again? Gotene? Gotene.
Go down. Go down.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So they were telling us about some guys recently. They were up around Zama Lake. They know the area, and they're camping there. And something started throwing great big rocks at them. Not little rocks. Like, these were rocks so big that two people would be needed to lift them, and certainly not be able to throw them very far. But these rocks were being thrown far, and landing right near their camp. So they were wondering what's going on there, and they couldn't see what was doing the rock throwing. But a big log also went firing over towards their camp. Very big log.
No, they fire a rifle in the air.
Yeah, they did, and then they fired a rifle in the air, and something was moving around in the bush, and I may not be getting all the details right, but something moving around in the bush, and then you could see this big tree starting to sway. They couldn't see what was swaying it, but you see the tree swaying, and then all of a sudden the tree fell down right almost on their camp, just short of their camp. A very big tree that no man could have pushed over. So, make of it what you will. Eh? Maybe there are still some unknown things out there. I've been thinking of making a video on that. There's some other topics too. Let me know if you're interested in that kind of thing. Because I gotta even know of a place where a meteor struck. I mean, know exactly where it hit. It's again my brother-in-law. He also knows of a place where there are 4 trees that are like about 4 foot in diameter. Very strange. Okay, so here we are at the lake. Yeah.
Very calm.
Yeah, perfectly calm. Yeah, very calm.
That's the end where the drone came out.
Yeah, I was filming down there. Yeah, the drone, you can get a good look at things. So let's get this drone up in the air and check this out a little bit. Last time we had some loons on the lake, and I wanted to fly the drone out to take a closer look at them.
I think they're gone now, winter.
Might have been, they might be gone for heading south, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
So anyways, take a little rest here and get that drone up.
이때 또 내가 개홀 쓸때 이게 나지 겨우